All right, so we're here with Kathy Chimento, the ad director
Hi.
at Remax Results. Thanks for being here
Thanks
today.
for having me.
You've kind of climbed the ropes at Remax Results. What's your trick? Give us the start from the beginning.
Trick?
Where did you go to college, and what did you know you wanted to do this? I'll let you just kind of go for a little while.
Yeah. So I guess I went to college at Oakland University in Michigan.
Okay.
Majored in communications there, and then I moved over here because I had a significant other, and he's originally from here. So I was looking for jobs. I didn't have any experience. I didn't do internships or anything like that when I was in college. It wasn't really ingrained in me.
Did you even know like advertising was a focus, or?
No, it was kind of. I mean, I knew that it was. Like a major that was offered at my school, but it just didn't really, it wasn't something that I pursued at the time, and I just didn't even think about it. I was just thinking communications, very broad. I could get into so many different things, and it was just a different, weird to say, a different time back then.
You're not very old.
Yeah, but,
I don't know how old you are, but I don't imagine you're very old.
Yeah, it just seemed like, I felt like it was good enough, like what I was majoring in to get me a job.
Sure.
And so when I came here, I was just pretty much looking for whatever job, like anything to get me in the door as far as like an office setting would go. So I applied.
How many years ago, roughly?
So I moved here in 2008.
Okay.
Yeah, so 10 years this year, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I applied to tons of jobs though.
Yeah.
So, even though my major was broad, it didn't really get me everything that I wanted like I thought right away.
Sure.
It does take a lot of hard work to get something, and especially when you don't have the experience. And so when I finally got my first job, it was actually, just like retail stuff doing here. And then I finally got a part-time position at the Wayzata office.
Okay.
So I started part-time front desk.
Okay.
And then...
And that's not kind of what you expect out of college,
yeah,
like you're going to work front desk, but it got you, it was the foot in the door.
It was a great foot in the door, obviously.
And how long did it take to get to the next, what were the next positions?
Yeah, so the next one, so after that, I was part-time for about just a little under a year. My office manager actually ended up leaving. He got a different position, and so when his position opened up, that was an easy transition for me to just step up into the office manager role. And then from that, I was there for about 3 years, maybe just under 3 years. And I decided, this is my first job, like I said. I want to go explore and find something new, so I was starting to apply for other jobs, and I ended up finding a role over at a relocation company that's over here in St. Louis Park. So I took that. It was a great experience. It was kind of an easy transition there as well. Real estate and relocation obviously go very hand in hand, so it was kind of cool to see that side of the industry. But then, I got a call from John Colopy, and he said, hey, I want to have a discussion with you. We're thinking about some things, and, wanted to talk to you about this position. So I met with him a few times, and, he talked to me about a PR position that they wanted for the company. So, and I was like, well, that sounds awesome and really interesting. So it took a few discussions to finally, nail down exactly what it was that I was going to be doing. So, I was only away from Remax Results for less than a year, and then I came back as a PR communication specialist.
Okay.
And so, doing a lot of different things under that role, press releases, trying to work with the media and things like that. And then, the role kind of evolves, at Remax Results we wear a lot of different hats.
Yep.
So it's, even though your role is PR and communications, you have your hands in a lot of different things too. And so my role just kind of evolved into working with a lot of our vendors. So I work with our ad agency, our publishing company that publishes our collection magazine, billboard companies, everything like that. So then, and working on our events, which is my favorite thing ever. So that's how it kind of transitioned into now becoming the ad director.
Okay.
And then another piece that I work on too is our foundation. And just this past fall, I became the executive director of that as well. So I'm kind of splitting my
didn't
time.
Know that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so
That's
kind of
really
splitting
neat.
my time 50-50 between the foundation and Remax Results now.
So now we get to pivot to the foundation, because that is something that probably brings you some personal fulfillment.
Yes.
I would imagine, and that's part of this premise of the podcast and the YouTube channel is like, how do we succeed professionally, personally, and in life? How do we become fulfilled? Like, what's the, what are some tips, tricks? What's your advice? What, not only for the listeners that are just trying to figure out what they want to do with their career, or what do they want to do next in their career? Like, what would you say? Let's rewind. Tell me about the foundation first, and how that plays into your daily life and professional life.
Yeah, so the foundation was started just a few years ago in 2014, or 2015, sorry. And it was originally started as a way for Remax Results to just give back. We give back in so many different ways, through sponsorships, through our agents, and through other things, just general donations, things like that. But we thought that with the foundation we could make a bigger impact.
Yep.
And so originally what we started to do was we partnered with the University of Minnesota.
Okay.
And we provide 2 scholarships a year. So right now we have 4 students, and then this coming fall we'll have another 2 students, so we'll have 6 students. Last year we chose a few different organizations that were important to us, under the Remax Results brand, but then we also thought that it really fit with our vision under the Results Foundation as well. So, we supported things like the St. Jude Fall Festival of Hope, March of Dimes in St. Cloud. We did the Eagles Cancer Telethon in Rochester, and Relay for Life in Woodbury.
Wow.
So we had a few different things like that last year, and then moving forward, now that I'm in this executive director role, we really kind of wanted to fine-tune that a little bit more and have a little bit more focus. So our mantra moving forward is to give back to pay it forward.
Okay.
So a lot of the organizations that we're going to give back to or partner with or anything like that, we would want to work with organizations that really set people up for success.
Sure.
So, anything that's kind of, we know that, like, as a community, we can't do anything without one another.
Right.
And so what we want to do is, regardless of, your upbringing or your current hardships or anything like that, there's so many organizations out there that will help you to get back on your feet. And so we want to support that and everyone's efforts in helping each other to get to, that place in their lives where they can just really succeed.
Yeah.
So, that's the goal with the foundation this year. We have, and one of the reasons why I originally got involved with the foundation was because, as ad director, I was working a lot with the events, so it kind of just, naturally flowed that I would help out with our golf tournament and,
right.
Rock the Foundation that we do, which is another big event. And so because of that, I found that it was something that I was really passionate about as well. Having to sit in those meetings with the people over at University of Minnesota, talking about, how our contribution is making such a big impact on the students.
Yeah.
Because they just, college is expensive.
Right.
And specifically our scholarships are for academically gifted students from urban communities with significant financial need. And so we have, after a little bit of research, we found like a sweet spot of how much that we're able to contribute to them to help them, ease the burden a little bit of them to be able to go to school. So,
what's your favorite part of the foundation from a planning perspective, but from a personal satisfaction, personal, what pulls at your heartstrings maybe the most?
It really is the stories of the people in the community.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to hear these stories unless you ask, unless you partner with the organizations that are helping these people.
Mm-hmm.
I just recently went to a conference for nonprofits this past fall, and hearing about some of these organizations and what they do, it's pretty amazing. Some of them are just so specific. Like I met this one lady and she was working for a nonprofit that helps small farms, and she works with lawyers to help these small farmers to make sure that, they're still able to be up and running and things like that and not get taken over by whatever it is.
Right.
And I was like, wow, that is so specific but so amazing to like hear that like there's people helping everyone. And there's so many issues out there, and if we can all work together to just like, you know, we can solve all problems. We really can. Yeah, every problem.
Well, that's motivating, and like that really is just makes me feel good, and I feel like from just a personal success, I feel like success to me is when I'm able to impact someone in a positive way, or leave the world a better place because I did something for someone that had a spiral effect.
Yeah.
And I think that's fulfillment and satisfaction for me, and you get to do that in your daily job, as well as apply the kind of the advertising piece, the public relations piece. I mean, it seems like you kind of have a dream job.
Yeah, it's pretty
in a lot
amazing.
Of ways. I mean,
yeah, you get the fun, you get the the like you said, like the emotional fulfillment out of this job. It really is a great fit for me.
Neat.
So glad
I'm glad I got to learn more more about the foundation. So what's next for the foundation? What can we look forward to seeing? The golf tournament, I know. I'll sign up for that, as a real estate agent and get my team involved with that. But what else? The Rock the Foundation's fun. Is John gonna headline or sing with the band this year? That was fun to go to a couple years ago.
Yeah, Rock the Foundation's actually a biannual event. So that one will be in 2019.
Okay.
This year, it's not confirmed yet by any means, but I'm hoping to put together a winter gala. It'll be nice to have something that's a little bit more formal, just dinner, sit down, just a fun evening celebration. We'll have some fundraising activities there, hopefully a live auction, and that's pretty much it. Not a whole lot, but it's just like a fun evening for everyone. And then I'm also hoping to put together a couple of different volunteer opportunities. So one in the spring, one in the fall, still trying to nail down exactly, what it is that we're doing, but I think it would be a great way for us to be a little bit more hands-on in the way that we give back as well.
Neat.
Yeah.
Okay. Advice for, let's say, your previous self. I like to ask that question a lot on the show.
Yeah.
Look back to when you were a teenager, in high school, college, anything you'd do differently or any advice you would have had, to have gotten?
Yeah, I guess, like I said, I didn't do any of the internships or anything like that. So being able to actually have that hands-on experience, I think, is huge. And I know a lot of times it's required now, but, if you're not going the college route, then taking the time to reach out to people, get informational interviews, shadow, and actually try to live a day in the life of that position.
Yeah.
Because you just never know. When you're sitting in college and taking classes, it's kind of just, it's a different feeling than when you're actually on the job.
Yeah.
So I think that real life experience, I think, is invaluable.
Yeah, and figuring out what's going to make you happy in the future, not just what makes you happy while you're in college. But I have some friends that went either the medical route or the attorney route, and they're so invested financially in their time. If they wanted to do something else, a lot of them feel, like they're kind of stuck.
Yeah.
And so I like that advice. How about any advice that you find yourself giving on a day-to-day, whether it's parenting advice or whether it's advice to your kids, whether it's advice to your friends, parents, anything you find yourself kind of telling people, hey, you should really, check out this app, for example, it really makes my life easier, or don't do,
Well, let's see. So, I guess advice that I've been giving myself lately, has been to just try to stay positive.
Yeah.
I feel like, the stress in everyday life can really get to you. And, when I was younger, I used to be so carefree. And I miss that. I feel like, a lot of things have just been like getting to me a lot faster
Yeah,
these
yeah.
days, and it's like
You're probably
stop
getting
it.
less sleep as a
Y-
parent.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
working
It's
harder than ever
Just
before.
so many things, I guess, so many factors, and it's like, stop taking yourself so seriously, and yeah, just remain positive. If something is getting you down, take a minute, think about it, and be like, you know what, that really isn't that big of a deal, and
Right.
brush it off.
Yeah.
Because
It can spiral out of control.
It can spiral,
right?
it can build up and just weigh you down, and all of a sudden it's just not a good situation. So,
Yeah.
just
That's
try
good
to see the
advice.
positive in whatever you're doing.
Sure. Is there any one person that you follow on social media or that you watch on TV that kind of or a good documentary or
Mhm.
anything that you can think of?
Well, it might be. I'd say Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah. I've heard
she
that
has,
before.
Yeah,
She's fun.
she's just great in so many different ways. She gives back. She cares. She's hilarious. She stands up for what she believes in. I think she's
real.
really such a great role model for everyone.
Authentic.
Yeah.
Real. Yeah. I like her a lot.
Yeah.
And I've heard that before. So.
Mhm.
Good deal. Well, I really, really appreciate you being here.
Of course.
I completely put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Saw you in the office.
That's
thought,
okay.
I know you've climbed the ladder and you've climbed it fast and you have
Yeah.
that personal fulfillment and you're going in the direction that so many of our listeners are going in and want to go in, and so thanks for sharing with everyone.
Yeah.
really
I guess I
appreciate
do
it.
have one more bit of advice.
Yes.
Is to, find a mentor.
Yes.
Or even, just anyone who believes in you, just really, how do I want to say this? There are a lot of people that believe in you.
Yeah.
And when they do believe in you, you have to believe in yourself as well. And I just have to be really thankful to John Colopy, the broker here, because, like I said, I didn't have, any formal experience before getting a job. And to start as a part-time front desk person to where I am now, I wouldn't have been able to do that without John. And I think when you're surrounded by people like that who really, invest their time in you, who believe in you, and encourage you to be better and to do better, I think it really makes you want to do that for those people and for yourself as well.
Neat. John is a good example because he is about as real a person
Yes.
as you can be, and
Yeah.
entertaining as all heck.
Mhm.
And he does really seem to hire from within
He does.
and bring people in, and if he likes the person, they're well intentioned, they're trainable, coachable. I think those are all skills that he must love and search for, and then keep bringing them into different careers, different jobs, to just help them grow as a person. I love to hear that he did that for you, and
Me
probably
too.
so many throughout his
Yeah,
years
for sure.
in the organization as owner of the brokerage. So that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Of course.